Ever wondered why she might regret not choosing you? Discover the powerful role of the Stoic mindset in transforming regret into empowerment today. Hey there! So, today we're diving into something super cool and totally relevant to anyone navigating the ups and downs of relationships, the Stoic mindset. You might be wondering, what on earth is Stoicism, and why should I care? Well, let's break it down in the simplest way possible. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy that's all about focusing on what you can control and letting go of what you can't. Sounds pretty handy, right? Especially when it comes to relationships, where emotions can run wild and decisions can feel overwhelming. Imagine having a toolkit that helps you stay calm and make better choices, even when everything feels chaotic. That's what a Stoic mindset can do for you. It's about seeing things clearly, accepting the things you can't change, and building resilience against the emotional roller coasters of life. So, how does this tie into relationships, and more specifically, how someone might regret not choosing you? The key is in understanding how adopting a Stoic perspective can shift how we view choices and regrets, turning them into opportunities for growth and empowerment. Stick around, and you'll discover how powerful this mindset can be in transforming personal connections and perceptions. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll see why Stoicism is not just some old-school philosophy, but a game changer in today's world of relationships. Alright, imagine this. There's a girl named Mia, and she's faced with a big decision. She has to choose between two potential partners. Let's call them Alex and Jordan. Both are awesome in their own ways, but Mia's stuck trying to figure out who would be the best fit for her life. Now here's the kicker. Making this choice isn't just about who she likes more. It's about balancing emotions with rational thinking. You know, those butterflies in your stomach versus what your brain is telling you. It's kinda like picking between Harry Styles and Tom Holland. Both seem great, but maybe one aligns more with her long-term goals, while the other just gives her major hard eyes. So Mia makes her choice, and initially everything seems fine, until those sneaky what-if start creeping in. What if she chose the wrong person? What if she missed out on something amazing? It's like that feeling when you choose a movie to watch, and halfway through, you're like, ugh, should have picked the other one. This is where the emotional roller coaster really kicks in, and it's totally normal. But the big question is, how does she deal with it? That's where the magic of Stoicism starts to come into play, helping us turn those doubts into something way more empowering. Alright, so picture this. You're playing a video game, and you've just made a choice that sends you down a totally unexpected path. At first, you're excited, but soon you realize it wasn't the best move. You start to feel that sinking feeling, regret. That's exactly what our character, let's call her Jenny, is going through right now. Jenny had to choose between two people she really liked. She went with her gut, picking the one who seemed right in the moment. But now, she's starting to doubt herself. You know that feeling when you wish you could hit the undo button on life? That's exactly where Jenny is at. Regret can be like a heavy backpack full of what-ifs and should-haves that weighs you down. It can cloud your mind and make you question every decision you've made. Psychologically, regret is powerful. It can lead to stress, anxiety, and even make you lose confidence in yourself. But here's where things get interesting. What if there was a way to understand and even transform that regret? Enter Stoicism, a philosophy that teaches us to focus on what we can control and to accept what we cannot. Instead of being stuck in a loop of regret, Stoicism offers a way to learn from our choices and move forward with newfound wisdom. We're about to dive into how this ancient philosophy can help Jenny, and maybe even you, deal with regret in a healthier, more empowering way. Alright, so now that we've set the stage with our decision-making scenario and the tricky feelings of regret, let's dive into how Stoic principles can actually help us out here. Imagine being able to take control of your mind like a Jedi Master, or even Doctor Strange, bending reality with the power of thought. That's the kind of superpower Stoicism can give you. First up, we've got rationality. This is all about using logic and reason to see things clearly, like putting on glasses that help you see the truth of a situation without being clouded by emotions. Next, we have acceptance. It's kind of like when Thor had to accept that he wasn't the same without his hammer, but then realized he was still a superhero without it. Acceptance in Stoicism means understanding what you can and can't control, and letting go of the stuff that's out of your hands. Finally, we've got emotional resilience, which is like having an invisible shield that protects you from getting too down about things. It's the ability to bounce back and keep going, even when life throws you a curveball. By embracing these principles, you can turn regret from this heavy, dark cloud into a stepping stone towards personal growth. Instead of getting stuck in the what-ifs, you learn to focus on the what-nows. It's about shifting your perspective to see regret as a teacher, not a punishment. Sounds pretty empowering, right? Stick around as we explore how you can actually start using these Stoic ideas in your own life. Hey there, fellow thinkers. Today we're diving into the heart of Stoicism, especially how its core ideas can totally change the way we handle relationships. So picture this. You're facing a tough situation with a friend, or maybe someone you're interested in. Things are a bit messy, emotions are all over the place, and you're not sure what to do. This is where Stoicism steps in like a wise old mentor. First up, let's talk about rationality. Imagine you're in the middle of a drama, like something straight out of a teen movie. Emotions are running high, but Stoicism teaches us to pause and think rationally. It's like having a superpower that helps you see things clearly, without letting your emotions hijack your brain. Then there's acceptance. Let's say something didn't go your way. Maybe you flunked a test or had a fallout with a friend. Instead of getting stuck in a loop of what-ifs, Stoicism encourages us to accept things we can't change. It's like that moment in a superhero movie where the hero realizes they can't save everyone, but can still do their best. And finally, emotional resilience. This is a biggie. Think of it as building an emotional shield. Life throws curveballs, like failing at something or facing rejection. Stoicism helps you bounce back, stronger and wiser. It's like leveling up in a video game. Each challenge makes you more resilient. In relationships, these Stoic principles help us stay grounded. They guide us to make decisions that align with our true values and not just fleeting emotions. So whether it's dealing with a breakup or navigating high school drama, Stoicism can be your secret weapon for emotional intelligence. Stay tuned for more on how to actually put these ideas into practice. Alright, let's dive into some history, but I promise it won't be boring. Imagine living in ancient Rome, where instead of TikTok, you have scrolls, and instead of influencers, you have philosophers. Meet Marcus Aurelius and Seneca, the OGs of the Stoic world. Marcus Aurelius was like the emperor of chill vibes. Even though he was literally the Roman emperor, he practiced Stoicism to stay grounded and wise. His book, Meditations, is like his personal diary, where he jotted down thoughts on how to stay calm and collected. Imagine getting tips on life from someone who ran one of the greatest empires. Then there's Seneca, a philosopher and statesman, who wrote letters that are like ancient life hacks. He taught about controlling emotions and focusing on what you can control. Think of him as that wise friend who always gives the best advice when you're stressing about exams or friend drama. Both Marcus and Seneca believe that you can't always control what happens, but you can control how you react. This is huge, especially when you feel like life is throwing you a curveball. The next time you find yourself stressing over a decision or regretting a choice, channel your inner Marcus or Seneca. Ask yourself, what can I control in this situation? It's all about keeping that emotional balance and not letting regrets take over. Their philosophies are like a mental toolkit for navigating life's ups and downs, showing us that wisdom from thousands of years ago is still super relevant today. Alright, so you've probably heard about Stoicism and thought, okay, sounds cool, but how do I actually use it in my life? Well, let's break it down with some practical exercises and mental shifts that are super helpful, especially when dealing with those complicated emotions and decisions. First up, self-awareness is key. It's like being your own detective, but instead of solving a mystery, you're figuring out why you feel a certain way. Next time you're upset or regretful, pause and ask yourself, why am I feeling this? Is it because you didn't get the outcome you wanted? Or is it because you felt like you let someone down? Understanding the root can help you manage your emotions better. Now let's talk about emotional control. Imagine your emotions are like a playlist. Sometimes you hit play on a sad song, but you have the power to change the track. Instead of letting a bad choice or regretful moment repeat like a broken record, you can choose to focus on a different, more positive tune. Try reframing your thoughts. Instead of thinking, "I messed up," think, "I learned something valuable today." Another cool exercise is visualization. Picture yourself handling a tough situation with calmness and clarity. How would a Stoic, like the philosopher Seneca, handle it? Visualizing success and calm responses can prepare you for real-life situations, making them less intimidating. Lastly, let's chat about the power of gratitude. We often focus on what we don't have or what went wrong, but what if we flip that script? Every day, take a moment to note down things you're grateful for. It might sound cheesy, but trust me, it shifts your focus from regret to appreciation. So, give these exercises a try and watch how they transform the way you handle life's ups and downs. Remember, becoming a Stoic is like leveling up in a game, one mindful step at a time. Alright, let's dive into how a Stoic mindset can flip regret on its head. Imagine you've just made a choice that you're not entirely happy with, and regret starts creeping in like a shadow on a sunny day. It feels heavy, right? But here's where Stoicism comes to the rescue. The key idea here is to see regret not as a burden, but as a chance to grow. Think of it like leveling up in a video game. Every time you face regret, it's an opportunity to learn something new about yourself or the situation. The Stoics believe that everything that happens is an opportunity to practice virtue. So instead of dwelling on what could have been, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? This mental shift is like putting on a new pair of glasses that help you see the world more clearly. Remember when you were learning to ride a bike? You probably fell a few times, right? But each fall taught you something about balance and control. It's the same with regret. Each time you feel it, you're learning more about what you value and how you want to live your life. By embracing regret as a teacher rather than a tormentor, you can transform it from a negative feeling into a powerful tool for personal growth. It's like turning lemons into lemonade, and who doesn't love a refreshing glass of lemonade on a hot day? So next time you're faced with regret, take a deep breath and think of it as a stepping stone towards becoming a wiser, stronger version of yourself. This is the essence of the Stoic mindset, turning challenges into opportunities for growth. Alright, let's dive into some real-life stories of people who have successfully used Stoicism to navigate relationship regrets and come out stronger on the other side. Picture this. There's a high school senior named Alex. Alex was in a relationship with Taylor for about a year. Things were great at first, but as time went on, Alex started feeling like they weren't really being themselves. They were always worried about what Taylor thought, constantly second-guessing their actions. Eventually, they broke up, and Alex was left with a lot of regret, wondering if they had made the wrong decision. Enter Stoicism. Alex started exploring Stoic ideas, especially focusing on the concept of controlling what you can and accepting what you can't. They began journaling every day, writing down their feelings and reflecting on their relationship. Through this process, Alex learned to let go of the things they couldn't change, like the past, and started focusing on their own growth and self-improvement. They realized that the breakup wasn't just an end, but also an opportunity to learn about themselves and what they really wanted in a relationship. Then there's Mia, who had a similar experience. She had been really upset after not being chosen for the lead role in the school play. Initially, she was filled with regret, thinking she should have done something differently during auditions. But after her friend introduced her to Stoic philosophy, Mia started to see things differently. She practiced gratitude for the experiences she had gained and focused on improving her acting skills for the next opportunity. This shift in mindset helped her not just in acting, but in everyday life, making her more resilient and positive. These stories show that adopting a Stoic mindset isn't just about dealing with regret. It's about transforming it into a stepping stone for personal growth. By focusing on what they could control and letting go of what they couldn't, both Alex and Mia found peace and a deeper understanding of themselves. And that's the real power of Stoicism, turning setbacks into comebacks. Alright, so let's dive into one of the coolest tools that Stoics use to handle life's ups and downs: self-reflection and journaling. Picture this. You've had a long day at school, maybe a pop quiz didn't go your way, or a conversation with a friend left you feeling a bit off. Instead of scrolling through your feed to distract yourself, imagine sitting down with a journal. Yeah, I know it sounds old school, but hear me out. Grab a pen and just let your thoughts flow. Ask yourself some questions. What exactly am I feeling? Why am I feeling this way? What can I learn from this situation? It's like having a heart-to-heart with your best friend, except that friend is you. By reflecting on your day, you're not just revisiting what happened, but you're also figuring out how to handle similar situations in the future. It's all about building that emotional muscle, just like working out at the gym. And here's a bonus. Journaling helps you track your growth over time. You'll look back and see how far you've come, which is super empowering. So next time you're caught in a whirlwind of emotions, give journaling a try. It's a small step towards embracing a stoic mindset and handling life like a pro. Alright, let's jump back into the story we started earlier. Imagine our protagonist, let's call her Sarah. Sarah initially felt a wave of regret after choosing one partner over the other. She was haunted by what-ifs and could-have-beens, a common feeling many of us face, right? But here's where the magic of Stoicism kicks in. Sarah, instead of spiraling into a pit of regret, decides to embrace a stoic mindset. She starts by accepting that her decision was made with the best intentions given the information she had at the time. This acceptance is key in Stoicism, understanding that while we can't control everything, we can control how we perceive and react to events. Sarah then begins practicing emotional resilience, another core Stoic principle. Whenever she feels regret creeping in, she pauses and reflects. What can I learn from this? Instead of seeing her choice as a mistake, she reframes it as a learning opportunity. Through journaling, a practice often encouraged in Stoic philosophy, Sarah writes down her feelings, identifying patterns in her thoughts and emotions. This process helps her gain clarity and insight, allowing her to move forward with confidence. Over time, Sarah finds peace in her decision, realizing that the true value lies not in the choice itself, but in the wisdom gained from embracing it fully. By applying a Stoic mindset, she transforms potential regret into a powerful tool for personal growth, illustrating how perspective can truly change everything. Alright, let's dive back into our story. Remember how we talked about that initial feeling of regret? Well, imagine for a moment that our friend decided to just let that regret sit there, kind of like leaving an open tab on your computer that you never close. This is what happens when we don't apply any Stoic principles to our feelings of regret. It just sits there, and over time, it can grow into something way more overwhelming. Picture this. She's scrolling through her social media, seeing updates about how the other choice is thriving, and maybe even having a great time. Each post, each story feels like a tiny jab, reminding her of what she thinks she missed out on. Without Stoicism, these emotions start snowballing. Every little thing becomes a confirmation that she made the wrong choice. It's like being stuck on a roller coaster of doubt and what-ifs. And let's be real, nobody likes feeling out of control, especially when it's about your own life decisions. Now, the anxiety starts creeping in, and she begins second-guessing herself more often, not just about this decision, but about others too. It's like when you start doubting your ability to hit the right note in a karaoke song, and suddenly, you're doubting your ability to sing at all. The regret becomes this dark cloud, hovering over her, affecting her mood, her confidence, and even her future decisions. This is where the absence of a Stoic mindset really shows its impact. Instead of viewing the decision as a learning point or an opportunity for growth, it becomes a source of constant stress. And without the tools to manage these feelings, she's left feeling stuck, wishing she could turn back time. Imagine all the energy that's consumed by this spiral of regret. It's exhausting. In contrast, Remember that in the Stoic approach, she would have learned to accept the choice, embrace the present, and focus on what she can control. But without that perspective, she's left ruminating on a past she can't change, which really just highlights how crucial it is to have the right mindset. Alright, let's dive into the heart of the matter. Imagine you're at a crossroads, faced with a big decision, and you choose one path over another. Later, you start feeling that tiny prick of regret. We've all been there, right? But here's the twist. What if the regret isn't really about the decision itself? What if it's more about how we choose to see it? This is where the Stoic mindset really shines. Stoicism teaches us that it's not the events themselves that disturb us, but our interpretations of them. So, instead of getting stuck in a loop of what-ifs, a Stoic approach encourages us to shift our perspective. By focusing on what we can control, our reactions and mindset, we can turn regret into a powerful teacher. It's like turning your life's lemons into lemonade, but make it philosophy. So the next time you're feeling regret, remember, it's not about the path you didn't take, but about how you walk the one you're on. Embrace it with wisdom and grace, and you'll discover that true peace lies in how you choose to see your journey. Alright, let's wrap things up. We've covered a lot today, diving deep into how a Stoic mindset can totally change the way we handle regret, especially in relationships. We started by introducing Stoicism and how its ancient wisdom is still super relevant today. Then, we walked through a relatable scenario. Imagine having to choose between two people and the regret that might follow. But here's the big takeaway. Regret doesn't have to be a bad thing. With a Stoic mindset, it's like flipping the script. Instead of letting regret weigh you down, it becomes a chance to learn and grow. We talked about key Stoic principles like rationality, acceptance, and emotional resilience. Plus, we highlighted some legendary Stoics like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca. These guys faced huge challenges, yet their wisdom continues to guide us in decision-making and emotional smarts. We also touched on practical ways to bring Stoicism into your daily life, like self-reflection and journaling, tools that help you face life's ups and downs with clarity and calmness. Remember, it's not just about the choices you make, but the perspective you take on those choices. So, next time you feel regret creeping in, try shifting your view. Use it as a stepping stone for personal growth. And hey, why not share your own stories of using Stoic principles to overcome regret in the comments below? We'd love to hear them. Don't forget to hit subscribe for more cool insights on personal growth and emotional resilience. You've got this.